So welcome
The
everybody.
entire time you're talking, you're going to be silent.
There you go. There you go. I never can
I
make
love it. Thank you. You're
an
doing great.
introduction. There you go. He's muted. So he's a troublemaker. So welcome everybody. Before we get into this amazing interview with Sarah Magazzo, just a reminder that the views and opinions expressed on this call do not necessarily reflect those of Digital Experts LLC, the subsidiaries, nor those of Digital Business Lounge. Having said that, Danny, you're allowed to unmute now.
Thanks, girls. It's very thoughtful. I appreciate that. Thanks for muting me. You're the best. Good looking out. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on our Focus Call, Gratitude, Attitude, and Commitment. It is wonderful to have everybody here. And today we have a very special guest. So Sarah, first, tell me how to pronounce your last name properly.
It's Magazzo.
Oh, well, that's what I said. Girls try to make it all fancy. That's what
I mean,
I'm
sure the way she said it is like the original Sicilian, but here we've Americanized it. So it's just Magazzo now.
See, so I can say that. I can pronounce that. So we're on the same page. That's the thing that we have here. I basically butcher people's names and they give me a lot of grace with it. So, but you don't have to worry about that because I can say Sarah and I can say Magazzo.
Yeah.
So we have this under control. Well, Sarah, thank you for joining us today. I'm super glad that you're here. I remember when the first, probably the only Instagram interview that I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
You interviewed me, so I'm very excited now that I get to turn the table because you're always asking other people questions, and today I get to ask you the questions. So I appreciate you agreeing to come on and hang out with us. And I love that you are down in West Palm Beach right now. You know, I mean, it felt a little cooler here, man. Like when Irene comes to Florida, it feels a little cooler outside, man. You know, so we're glad to have you here. Thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. All right. So I don't know if you've seen any of the ones where we interview folks here before, but generally how it works is I'm gonna ask you some questions because I'm a professional interviewer. Some of them we ask everybody. You know, some are just like totally different to you. Some people send me, some I make up, right? If they're amazing, it's probably one I came up with. You know, if you don't like it, it was Hassan. He sent it to me. Sorry, you know.
I'm gonna keep my eye on you, Hassan.
It's all I love.
Got my eye on you, Hassan.
All righty. So my first question for those who are not fortunate enough to know you, what is your role within our community?
So my role within the community is I am a content writer. So much of the email copy that you see in your inbox on a day-to-day basis, I probably had some hand in, whether it's editing or writing the copy myself. I'm responsible for the mentors weekly download that you see, our weekly blog post that goes out on Fridays. I'm responsible for a lot of the social media copy that you see going out. So if you follow us, the mentors page on Instagram or the new Launch You page on Instagram, if you're not following that, make sure you start following. We're going to start posting some really, really good Launch You related stuff there. I'm responsible for the captions and a lot of the content that you see going out on the social media platforms that we have.
I love it. While I have you here and put you on the spot, would you do all that for me free of charge? That'd be great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that because you have a ton of spare time.
Yeah, we'll have to negotiate the free of charge part, but sure, anything for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And you also forgot to say that you interview people.
I do. Yes. I'll be picking up with those interviews again sometime within the next couple of months. We had to press pause while we kind of went through the Launch You transition just to kind of figure out, what the voice was going to be, the mission. We want to make sure everything's in alignment, vision is there. We wanted to be really intentional with it. We didn't want to just keep having interviews for interviews' sake just to have them. We want to make sure that they're very value driven, that people are going to get something out of them. So they will be commencing again soon. So I'm excited about it.
So basically we have a professional interviewer And by professional, I mean I don't get paid anything. And against another professional interviewer here. So
Sure.
not that this is a competition or anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and the
I'm just
very,
saying.
very technical definition of professional. Yes, I guess I am a professional interviewer only because I do get paid to do it, but I don't,
See,
but yeah, skill wise,
mine's
well,
self-proclaimed professional over here, but that's okay.
perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Well, thank you. And we appreciate what you do for the community here. So I had someone send me a question to ask you. And I'm not going to delineate which is which, but you know that I don't know this. So you're going to know this from somebody else.
Sure.
So what was the best part of being an executive assistant for Jay Kubasek?
Oh boy. The best part,
Yes.
probably having my lunch and dinners paid for, and he has expensive taste when it comes to food. So yeah, I would there were lots of free steak dinners that I got
Nice.
being Jay's executive assistant, just because Jay wanted steak, so we were having steak, and I wasn't going to argue, obviously.
I like it.
No, he's just
yeah.
he's a very kind person, and it was just really cool getting to see him up close and personal, and how his mind works, and just his passion for helping people and passion for the business. It was really inspiring. I think that actually was the best part.
I love it. I'm going to go with the steak, though. I'm going to tell him with a steak.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of the stuff he puts out there. He can apparently cook pretty well too. So
that's the thing too. Yeah, his the Casa Cuba burger is his signature, and it is.
I'm gonna just show up one day out of the blue in Toronto at his door and be like, "Hey, bro, what's for dinner?"
He'll love it too. He'll absolutely love it.
I know it will. We ask this one, everybody. Mm-hmm. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of gratitude?
Oh gosh, probably my relationships. I'm very, very grateful for my relationships. My family, my friendships. Just even the acquaintances that I have. I think that life is all about the relationships that you cultivate and that you nurture. Just being there for other people and having other people be there for you. I mean, we all have that sense of need for belonging. It's one of our basic human needs, right? So to make people feel that sense of belonging is, I think comes to mind when I think of gratitude as well, and just being able to practice gratitude, because without that, then how do we know how good we really have it unless we stop and pause just for a minute just to think about it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, gratitude's an action word for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love that answer. So that takes me into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Pheed Philly? And
Pheed
Pheed
Philly
is spelled Pheed.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's kind of clever. It's kind of clever.
Pheed, yes, because we gotta keep it with the Philly branding, gotta keep it in the family.
Nice.
So Pheed Philly is a nonprofit organization that I founded with a friend of mine. Francine is my partner and co-founder. She and I founded this organization, and what we do is provide basic necessities like hats, gloves, blankets, socks, toiletries, like toothbrush, toothpaste, things like that, and various different food items. We put them all in care packages, like little drawstring packages, backpacks, if you will, and we distribute them to people experiencing homelessness, poverty, or food insecurity in Philadelphia.
I love that. I love it. I think that's an awesome mission that you do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have a thing, Feeding America. I'm sure you've heard of Feeding Northeast for. I've volunteered a little bit of time there, but I can't imagine
Amazing
putting something together like you guys did there. And what inspired you to do it?
Wow. It was we've been at it a few years now, and at the time I was seeing a lot of bad stuff happening in the news, and it just seemed like it was just a never-ending onslaught of just bad news all the time. And it was also news that to me was, the bad things that were happening seemed like they were very targeted to people who were already vulnerable, which really pissed me off and made me really angry and really sad and depressed. And So I, kind of selfishly actually was like, well, how can I feel better? Like what can I do to, maybe feel like I'm counteracting some of the bad with some good? How can I put some good out, if nowhere else but in my local community, just in my bubble, to try to counteract some of this bad, to have some control over, some of the good that's going back out. And I wasn't really sure what that was going to look like. And then I was visiting a girlfriend of mine in Philadelphia for New Year's back in 2016 into 2017, and 17 into 18, and we, it was just like a bitter cold night that night. We tried to go outside to do the pots and pans thing, counting down to midnight to make a lot of noise and Happy New Year. And we were out there for maybe 30 seconds. We were like, nope, F this, we're going back inside. It's too cold. And that sparked something in my, on our way back up to her apartment, I thought, we're so spoiled. Like, we had the option to be little brats basically and say like, we're too cold, let's go back inside. I just started thinking, not everybody has that option tonight or every night. So that kind of got my wheels turning out, what can I do to maybe make things even just a little bit more comfortable for people who don't have the option to go inside. So I decided to commit some of my own time and money to putting together some care packages. Like I said, hats, gloves, socks, the little hand warmer packs that you can get when you when you go skiing, you put them in, you stick them in your gloves or your socks. So we got those. My family even got involved. My dad made a big old batch of homemade chicken soup, and we filled, reusable thermoses with the soup and put those in the bags. And we served about 40 people that first day. And what I thought was going to be like a one thing, I sat back at the end of the day and I was like, that was that was actually a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as complex or as difficult or as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be to pull this off. And I think I'm hooked. I think I want to do this again. And about a week later, my current partner, Francine, reached out to me and said, I saw what you did. I've been wanting to do something really, really similar. Do you want to partner up? And I was like, you know what? Absolutely. I'm not going to say no to help. So we decided to partner up. And since then, like I said, we've been at it since 2018. We've done multiple 100 care package outreach days where we always aim to do 100. We put together 100 care packages with various volunteers, with the money that gets donated to us. Every single penny goes to the goods. And, we get volunteers to show up. They help us assemble these care packages, kind of assembly line style. We set everything up and everybody grabs a bag and one of everything goes in, kind of thing. And, we make a fresh sandwich to go in the bag also, because a lot of what these people, eat is, like prepackaged stuff, or, here's a bag of chips, or here's a prepackaged peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or, here's some cheese and crackers kind of thing. So we really want to give them just, something that was made with love and something fresh that day, so that they can have something to fill their bellies, even if it's just for that day.
I love it, dude. Absolutely love it. You talk about change just your little community. That's how you change the world, man. You change people around you and you change people in your community. And so that's awesome. That really, really inspires me, man. I heard a couple of years ago about what you did, and I think it's super special. And I've really been excited to get you on here to tell people about it. Because
thank you so much.
I just think that's amazing, man. We've got some pretty cool people in this community,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I like to get out here and let people be aware of how cool they are, right? We all know how cool Curls is because she's, always telling us about it. But, it's good to have other people on here to show where they are. And you don't have to say F that, by the way. You can say fuck on this call. Curls loves it whenever we cuss. So I'm
sure, yeah. She looks like, I can see it on her face. It's written all over her face. She loves it.
She does, actually. She encourages it. She sends me little chat messages and says, Danny, please drop an F-bomb, so she's
giving, yeah. Okay. Well, she's giving me third grade teacher eyes right now, so I'm not so sure. It's making me sweat a little bit.
just be you.
Absolutely.
What are some of the biggest challenges to bringing that to fruition and to running it? I heard an interview on, I think it was We Love Philly, of you on there talking about forming the 501c3 and all that. Yeah. So tell us about that.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest part, just because I hate paperwork and I hate clerical bullshit. Like I don't like the minutia is what gets me, I think. So, and when you're applying for an official nonprofit status in the United States anyway, there are a lot of forms, and there's, a stack of papers that you have to fill out, and fees, and you have to submit this over here and that over there, and triplicate, but only a duplicate over here. And it's just, there's about a million ways to do it wrong, to fuck it up. And then there's like one very specific way to get it right. So at that point, once I tried to start the process myself and realized very quickly that I was ill-equipped and that I was probably going to mess it up. So I decided to enlist the help of one of our now board members, a good friend of mine, Peter, who's actually the father of somebody I went to high school with, but he's a lawyer and he's very kind. And he was all about Pheed Philly from the get-go. And, he said, anything you need help with. And so I said, Peter, we need help. I need you to lawyer. I need you to do your lawyer thing and help us out. So he helped us out. He connected us with an accountant also. And yeah, rest is history. So, but yeah, any other, you're just, time and bandwidth. I'd love to be able to do this full time, but unfortunately nobody wants to pay me to do it yet. We'll say yet. So.
Yeah, that's right. I love it. What are some of the biggest rewards?
Probably, the biggest reward is, when making people feel seen, I think, is the biggest thing, because some of the, a lot of the time, some of the people that we talk to, they say how, they say, they thank us, and they tell us about how people ignore them, or they feel invisible, or that they are invisible even, and that somebody's taking the time to stop and think of them and look them in the eye and have a conversation and take time out of their day to make them feel seen, I think, is probably the biggest reward for me. But it is a double-edged sword. I leave those days feeling really, really good, but also, sometimes kind of sad, because, I go out, we encounter however many people we encounter that day who are experiencing homelessness, or poverty or food insecurity. And my heart, I want to take everybody home with me, but I can't. I have to leave them there, and that's that's kind of a difficult part of it too. So definitely bittersweet.
I can imagine. So this is a tough question.
Mhm.
What time is it?
What time is it? 9:19 Eastern Standard Time.
It's a correct answer. That was a great job.
Okay.
All right.
I got it right. I was really nervous. I was sweating there for a second.
So some of these are not softballs. Okay.
No.
Just
these are the hard hitting journalism here, folks. You're watching history happen.
Professional, right? What is something you've learned about yourself in the last year?
Something I've learned about myself in the last year. Me, probably that I'm more resilient than I thought I was. I can do more than I thought I could. I think I was underestimating my abilities to get shit done, basically. So I think, you wake up some days and you think there aren't enough hours in the day to do everything that I have to do, kind of thing. And I think that's a limitation that I was putting on myself. There's always a way to figure it out. And there's always a way to prioritize and manage your time to get it done.
Absolutely. Everything is figure outable, right?
Everything is figure outable. Yes.
Love it. What brings you the most peace and serenity?
Probably just being near the people that I love. We don't even need to be doing anything or talking or anything. Just having somebody that I love in close proximity near me brings me peace and serenity.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Personal relationships, I believe. I love it. I totally resonate with that. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter where you
Exactly.
are.
Exactly. You could just be sitting there in silence. It's just, yeah, if you're with the right people or even the right person, it's, that's all you need.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I got some of my buddies I grew up with. They're coming over Saturday. We get together and play cards, play spades. It's our game. We've
Amazing.
played since like high school, which was a very long time ago for me. Yeah. And I get to see him. It's just a handful of us, and we get together every so often and make fun of each other, and it's good. It's good. So I love that, man, for sure.
It's amazing. Love it.
What is something that makes you proud to be a human being?
Oh man, seeing the good in other human beings, seeing the kindness that other people can exude, and what other people, the lengths that other people are willing to go to help their fellow humans. Sometimes you can feel a little bit jaded or start to, like I said, see all the bad news that's happening. But with bad news, most of the time anyway, if you look for it, it comes with the good news too. What people are doing to help combat the bad and what they're helping to do for their fellow humans.
I agree, man. It's unfortunate that doesn't get all the airtime. Right.
Right.
It's I mean, I don't watch the news. Everybody watch the news. I have no idea what's going on in the world, like, at all. I didn't even know what's going on in Afghanistan until Shabir sent me a message
right.
a while ago, so I'm ignorant to a lot of that stuff, but I choose to focus on the good that happens that unfortunately doesn't get enough airplay. Did you see the Some Good News? Do you know what that is, with John Krasinski?
Oh, so I know of it. I've been meaning to follow, and I don't. So I'm gonna lock it in, mental note to follow.
It was the best. Watching. His is over, but I think I don't know. I want to say he sold the rights, but anyway, he did it in lockdown, and it was on YouTube, straight up on YouTube, and it was awesome. And it was just going around the world, like, highlighting all the good that was taking place. It was good. We actually did our own little one on here where people brought things that were going on in their community that was positive and shared about them. It was really good. So you should check it out.
I love that.
This is your homework assignment. I'm giving you homework. You did not say, when you're a professional interviewer, you can give people shit to do. So
yeah,
there's your homework. Check it out. Some good news. Just YouTube it. Google it.
Absolutely. I would absolutely love to do it.
All right. Good job. Good job. I mean, you're going to have a plane ride back to Philly, right? I mean, you got plenty of time. You can check it out.
Exactly.
See, managing the time. We're managing what we do within that time, right?
Right. Exactly.
What is your most powerful experience in recent memory?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Like I said, these aren't all softballs. We're no slouch around here on our focus calls.
Most powerful experience. I'm going to take a minute to think about this one because it's a good one.
Okay, take your time. We got nowhere to be. I mean, you're in the Sunshine State too, in Florida, so it's not like you're in there.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So probably most powerful experience, I guess, because everybody's definition of powerful is a little bit different too, right?
Absolutely.
I was actually, this actually happened very recently. And my partner over there is probably gonna find this a little bit funny, but the most powerful experience I had recently, we went to his cousin's wedding over the last weekend. And they're both pretty young. I think they're both in what are they both in their, like, mid to early 20s? Yeah, mid to early 20s. So they're both pretty young, and they wrote their own vows, and they were unlike, because I don't know if anybody else has been to a wedding where people have written their own vows, but they're all usually pretty standard, and sometimes they try to throw like a little inside joke in there to keep it light and at a level of levity. But these two really took these vows to heart, and they were vows like I've never heard before, unlike anything I've ever heard. It was very much, the vows were just for them. you know, you go to, so like I said, some weddings you go to and the vows are just as much for the people watching, the attendees, as they are for the people that they're saying them to. They didn't give a fuck about us. You could tell from these vows. They were, the way they spoke them from the heart and just the words they were speaking. They were so intense and so beautiful and so lovely. It gave me goosebumps. So just to see the depth of the love that they had for each other. And it really was just the two of them up there. The rest of, you know, we didn't exist in that moment for either of them. And it was really beautiful and really powerful.
Nice. Well, awesome to be able to experience that and witness that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I was a wreck. I was an absolute wreck.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, here we go. 7 frogs are on a log. 4 decided to jump off. How many are left?
There's still 7 frogs.
Correct answer.
They don't just cease to exist because they're not sitting on a log.
Well, this, yeah. So how many are left? Right. Well, and they also, right, they decided to jump off. That doesn't mean they actually jumped. They just decided to. People decide to do a lot of shit. They just don't take action.
I see what you did there. I like that.
You see? You see? That's what
very tricky.
Teachable moment. Not only do we ask questions, we try to educate. We try to educate.
Exactly. Yeah. Very, yeah. Jedi, playing some Jedi mind tricks on me.
Thank you. Some people call me Yoda. You don't have to. Just saying. Some people do.
Okay, yeah, I'll think about it.
I think it's probably because I'm green sometimes, but that's okay. It's another story. So what is your favorite part of your role within our community?
Probably the friendships that I get to cultivate, and all the people that I get to meet through the community. It's, you know, there aren't very many communities like this that are you know, global and that attract such, you know, such a high caliber of human. I think, you know, everybody who I've ever met within this community has a real heart of service and wants to do good in the world. And I think that that's really special. And it's not something to be taken for granted either, because I've been part of, you know, different Facebook groups and networking groups and masterminds and things. And I've never in all that time come across a community that's quite as unique as this one.
Love it. Great answer. I completely agree. You know, it's like I have one of my members, and she came across Stuart years like 2011, like a long time ago. I don't know. It was 8 years ago, so 2013. Anyway, and she's like, you know, I wish I would have joined the community then. It's so amazing, and it is, right? But it's all about timing. Like everything happens for a reason. You know, the fact that she's in here now at this time, she's able to appreciate it more and a different place in her life to do more with it and all of that. You know, and I think about the community a lot. Like I'm super grateful. You know what I mean? Like I always try to be of service. And had I not been in recovery when I got here, I wouldn't have appreciated the same, right? Because that's the type of community of people who are of service to serve others and help others. And when I found this, it resonated with me. You know what I mean? If I had found this before then, I was just an entitled little prick, you know, and I probably wouldn't have appreciated it the same. So it all works out like it's supposed to. And I think that people find this community and become a part of it when it's the right time, you know? So I love it. I love it for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
So what is your favorite place you have traveled to? Speaking of all over the world.
There's some pretty cool places. I would say probably, I do love Australia, and I had the opportunity to do some solo travel in Byron Bay, actually, in Australia. That was a pretty cool spot. It's just like this tiny little surfer town on the Gold Coast in Australia, and it's just very, very much my vibe. I'm definitely a beach girl at heart, so it was cool to just be able to spend a few days just you know, solo traveling, just laying on the beach and walking around, meeting people, and that was pretty cool.
Nice. I can't wait to go to Australia.
Yeah, you gotta visit Amy Taylor.
you know, and I got a bunch of like mates, you know, like Phil Robison's a good buddy of mine, and Melbourne
Mhm.
Ship Beers in Melbourne, you know, Michael
Mhm.
Scott's in the Northern Territory, as he calls it, and Gerard and them
Mhm.
are over in Perth, you know. So I know people like all over
Mhm.
Australia. I cannot wait to just go and just hang for a while. They're
Mhm.
apparently all locked in their closet though, so it's going to be a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently they can't do much. But and West Palm Beach is not much of like a beach town, although there is a beach. But if you and your partner ever come back to Florida, man, like there's some cool beaches, you know, for sure.
I'll definitely be hitting you up beforehand next time.
Yeah, Cocoa Beach is like 8 minutes, like that way.
Nice. All right.
It's pretty
Perfect.
cool. It's pretty cool. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Probably rabbit brains.
Sweet. Where did you
Yeah.
eat rabbit brains?
And I was in Martinique at the time. I don't know if for anybody who doesn't know me. I know Curls, you know this about me, but I was previously married to a French man, and he was in the French Navy, and he was stationed in Martinique at the time when we were during this time. So I was living in Martinique, and I think it was like a fun game for them to see like what they could get the American to try that they eat. So somebody, you know, had made the whole rabbit, and they were saying, you know, some people really love the brains, and they're like, but you wouldn't like it, you wouldn't like it. And I'm not one to back down from the challenge. So I tried it, and it kind of tasted, it was just like tasted a little bit like liver is really all it was. It was a different texture, a little creamier, like a little softer, creamier texture, but it would basically just taste like liver.
Good for you. I don't know anybody
Thanks.
else that's had rabbit brains, so I that's a first. I had my brother's a chef, and he was in China for a couple of years, and I went to China to visit. When I was over there, I had duck brain,
Okay.
which apparently is like a thing over there. But
Okay.
yeah, it was not the best. But I did eat it because otherwise I would have been like this wildly insulting American asshole. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I try not to do that. So, but I don't know what rabbit brain. So, if I'm ever offered that, I will think of you. Yeah, and I will pass. But I will think of you for sure.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
What is the last book that you read or that you're reading right now?
I am reading a book called The Prophets, and it's beautiful. It's very poetic. It's a love story of sorts of two men back. I can't remember the exact timeline, but they're actually slaves together on a plantation, and it's a story of their love for each other and of, you know, their life on this plantation, and a story of the plantation. And it's beautifully written. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. It's heartbreaking, but it's a gorgeous story, and it's very poetically written.
Nice. I haven't heard of that. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Growing up, as a kid, I really liked the cartoons on Nickelodeon, like Rugrats and Hey Arnold, and those types of shows. As I got a little bit older, probably Scrubs. Scrubs was one of my all-time favorites. And I recently rewatched it. And there are definitely some episodes where I'm like, this did not age well at all, but I still love it. Still holds a special place in my heart.
I like it. I remember that show. I'm older than you, obviously, but I've seen a lot of the Scrubs. They're pretty good. The other day we watched, my girlfriend and I watched the Friends reunion.
Okay.
That came out, and like I remember, like that was I was young then.
Yeah.
You know, when that came out, and like my niece, who's 22 now, 21, they're watching. Like her and all her friends are watching. So some things that are funny they're just funny. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's just it's timeless. It's evergreen, right?
Yeah, remember that dude Zach Braff that was in Scrubs? He did that movie. It's called Garden State. Did you ever see that?
Yep, I love that film.
Yeah, man, I remember.
Really love that movie.
Right, right on. So
And
what
being
is
from the
your-
Garden State myself, I can't help but love it, you know?
Yeah, you're from New Jersey, but live in Philly, right?
Correct. Yep.
Got it. And formerly married to a French military man, which never
Correct. Yes.
And
correct.
eat rabbit brain.
Yep.
So now we know that about you, which is different. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. Oh God, probably. I mean, I'm probably going to get in trouble at work, but meetings that could have been an email. Probably. Curls is cracking up.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meetings for the sake of meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I do not miss that about corporate America. I don't think that's
No,
an
it
American
doesn't
thing. I think that's a global thing.
I think it's a global thing, yeah. But it doesn't actually happen all too often within the internal team. People don't tend to have meetings just for the sake of meetings. So it's good. But yeah, definitely a pet peeve.
That's awesome. Fortunately, I don't have to deal with that anymore. So
exactly.
Don't be jealous.
So,
don't be jealous or anything.
Try.
When I meet, I get to come hang out with cool people like you, right? Like we all come hang out every couple of weeks. It's pretty possible. I dig it. So who is the most interesting person that you've ever met?
Most interesting person I've ever met. Probably, I mean, interesting to me or interesting to the masses? To me, probably,
who cares about the masses?
Probably, I'm just saying like who people might know that would have mass appeal. No, but probably I have a good friend. Her name is Kate, and she's probably one of the most interesting people I've ever met. And I think that if anybody on this call ever met her, would probably feel the same way. She's just such a fascinating person. The lens through which she sees the world is just so beautiful. She has just like this childlike wonder over everything. And she's one of those people who's just good at everything they try. And you're like, it almost pisses you off a little bit because they're just instantly good at everything. But she's also comes from a very large family. She's one of 10. And she's one of the youngest, and her upbringing was just fascinating. And she's just got this like wealth of knowledge, and talking to her, she's just a very, very good listener, which is hard to find, I think, in life too. And she asks really good questions. And like I said, I think it's just because of the way she sees things, the lens through which she sees things. So yeah, she's definitely one of the most interesting people I've ever met.
Well, I would love to meet her.
Yeah, absolutely. Come to Philly. I'll introduce you.
These great questions that you talk about, would she make a good professional interviewer? Although she's never done it, you think she could just pick it up? Probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. She could she'd be like the next Oprah, like a white Oprah.
Wow. The next Oprah. That is saying something. Oprah's pretty amazing young lady there.
Yes.
I like it. So who is the second funniest person you've ever met?
Second funniest person I've ever met. Right. Oh man, it's a good question. I mean, I feel like you want me to say you, or do you
no. Wait, no. That's why I said the second. That's why I said second.
I said, or do you want that first place spot? Because obviously that's me. So second place.
Yeah, but can you meet yourself? Can you really meet yourself?
Every day. Every day,
a new version.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I have this friend, Will, who I don't know what it is about him. He's probably one of the funniest people I've ever met. And actually my roommate Conrad just has me in stitches all the time. So he's probably the second funniest person I've ever met.
Like to be. probably.
Yes,
Something
exactly. Yes. He's just very funny. And he actually is also self-employed. He runs a very successful art blog based out of Philadelphia. So he started a blog and built it up to the point now where he's completely self-sustained and self-employed from social media, man.
Yeah. Crazy talk. Crazy. We should start an online business. We should do that. I hear that's
we should
thing.
do that. I hear, that's
That would be amazing.
why don't we do that? Why didn't we think of that sooner?
I will. I'm gonna Google it as soon as I hang up this call. See if I can figure out where to give it a shot. What is something that you can't go a day without doing?
Probably telling the people that I love them. I'm big on that.
Awesome. As am I, because you never know if it's the last time you might see that person.
Right.
I love it. That's a good way to be, man. What is an ideal weekend for you?
Ideal weekend, probably it would involve beach and really good food and maybe some really delicious cocktails. And my partner, Steve. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter exactly where, but yeah, as long as, at least three of those 5 components is there, I think I'm good for the weekend.
Well, I mean, you're kind of, you have
I'm living
most
it
of
right
those right now. Yeah,
I'm living it right now.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, man, you're there, dude. Good for you.
Thanks.
Oh man. So if you could create one universal law that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
Be kind. If if something, whatever it is, if just take a beat and think to yourself, am I about to be kind? Am I leading with kindness here? And if the answer is no, then don't do the thing you were about to do or say the thing you were about to say.
We have I ask most people that question, and most people that we've had on this call, that their answer is kindness. It just goes to show you, because I only interview people in our community, so it just goes to show you how awesome they are. Yeah, we have this thing. Try to teach my guys in recovery. Before you open your mouth, right? We have this pause and ask you 3 things. Is this true? Is this kind? And is this helpful? And if it's not, just don't say it or don't do it. Or find another way to go about it, man. I think that if we could have, if we had a pause, I think it would be extremely helpful on a global scale. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Everybody just needs to take a breath sometimes.
That's right. What am I about to say? You got it, and in early recovery, you have to ask yourself, is this true? Because we're totally full of shit, because that's the life you live, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So if they made a movie about your life, who would play you?
Who would play me? Well, so we went to dinner last night with some of Steve's family friends of his parents, and she told me this. I'd never gotten this one before. She told me that I look like Ariana Grande. So as of the past 24 hours, I would say Ariana Grande. Why not?
I can see that. And that's a compliment. She's a pretty girl.
She's cute. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And can you sing?
Not very well. No.
Yeah. Me neither.
I'm seeing Anna says Selma Hayek. Thank you. She's beautiful. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you saw that, because I don't ever see the chat. I'm not that smart. I can do like one thing at a time. So basically I can give my attention to you and get scolded by girls every now and then. But other than that, like that's where my attention goes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Women are just better at multitasking. It's fine.
Women are better at lots of things, and I have no problem admitting that. If you could be a fly on the wall, where would you want to hang out for the day?
Oh man. Probably, I would say just in general, probably like a studio or like a music studio, recording studio of maybe one of my many favorite artists. I think watching that process happen would be really cool, just to see how that works.
Throw out like 5. Doesn't
Oh,
have to be your
God.
top 5, just the first few that come to your head. I would say one, but nobody can break things down to one.
I really love this band, Lawrence, right now. I love the band Churches. I really like this singer-songwriter, Dermot Kennedy. I'll throw Queen into the mix. This is one of my favorite oldies. I love me some Queen. Who else? That's 4. Oh, and maybe there's a French artist that I really like, Stromae. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that studio as well.
Right on. Very
yes,
eclectic.
Ian. Yes, that Churches is the one that I am referring to.
Right on. See, Ian's an international superstar, so he knows pretty much everything, actually. Yeah. Scottish Kings. See, I did see that. What is the worst song ever? Speaking of music.
The worst song ever.
Mhm.
See, that's a mean question, because now it's just going to be stuck in everybody's head all day and nobody wants that. That's the worst song ever. I'm trying to think of songs that just like really get under my skin. Oh, you know what? I don't want to offend anybody, but the song,
I'm already offended.
I think it's called Stay With Me. And I think it's, who's that singer? It's a male singer. I can't remember his name now, but every time that song comes on, it just gets under my skin. The British national anthem, it's up there. Yeah, it could be up there.
I've never heard it.
No, I'm reading the comments too.
Oh.
Is it Sam Smith?
Yes, that's it. Sam Smith, Stay With Me. It's just,
So
to me, he just sounds whiny in that song, and it really irritates me.
So he had this other song, Sam Smith. I don't even know the name of it. I'm not like a whole lot of new music, but my sister's like, he just sounds like he's singing from his nose. That's what my sister says.
Yeah, it's just nasally and whiny.
Right. So Sam Smith, if you ever watch this call, you suck. All right. Girls. Oh, do we have one? Oh, that's a new one. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Why?
I think probably because I get to spend so much time with so many people that I love over that few days. You know, you try to pack in as many people as you can over that few days, and it's just, I just love it.
Right on. Down here you can wear flip-flops on Christmas. It's pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet. Or what do they call them? They don't call them flip-flops overseas, do they? What do they
Thongs.
Call them?
Thongs, yeah.
See, we have a total other thing for thongs over here,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorite
This is very confusing. You know what this means in British English? A thong? It's the how do you say that? It's the female panties with just one string at the back.
Oh yeah, that's what it is here too.
Oh, so you use both. That is confusing.
We don't call them thongs. Yeah, we call them flip-flops over here.
Okay. So where do they call them thongs? In Australia?
I think so, in the UK, and I've heard them called that in the UK as well.
I've never heard it in the UK though. That would really confuse a British person. Ian, have you heard it already? I've never heard it.
If I went out and like I have thongs on my feet, people would look at me like, okay, that's different. If you had us one superpower, if you could come up with one superpower, what would it be?
Probably like instant healing, like just touch somebody and like to heal them instantly. That'd be a cool one.
Ooh, nobody
Yeah.
said that. That is a pretty good one. Like, aren't you a thinker? What do you do in your spare time?
I cook. I like to go to the gym. I like to exercise. And I like to go for long walks in Philadelphia with my partner and my friends. Go to restaurants and things like that. Just spending time doing nothing with the people I love.
I like it. Talk about walks. I'm in this like stoicism. I've been reading on that recently. It's actually gonna be my book of the week, but and I'm learning that a lot of people in history from that era and just other places would walk for just hours and hours and hours a day. Like that was their thing. You know, they felt that getting out and the being in nature, but in addition to the movement of the body and being outside, just totally helped their creative thought process. Nietzsche apparently walked like 8 hours a day. I don't know if that's true. I never talked to him.
Yeah.
But that's a lot. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm impressed. So maybe you'll come up with some like really prophetic shit while you're out there walking.
Could be.
Then you can put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
That'd be
absolutely.
cool. I look forward to reading it. What is something that would surprise people to know about you?
That I'm 5'1".
You are a giant.
Anytime I meet anybody from the community who's seen me on a webinar or, who's seen one of the interviews that I do, even the people within the internal team who had never met me in person, always the first thing they say to me is, I thought you were going to be taller.
Oh yeah. I met you in Toronto. Yeah. I remember the first time. I'm like totally average height, so I don't ever really get taller or shorter, I thought you'd be better looking a lot, but I'm used to that. When I went to London for the first time and saw, I knew Justin was tall because he just looks tall, even sitting down, but and JJ looked big, but when there was like Stuart and JJ and Justin and all up on the stage, I was like I'm short. Like these bitches are tall. Like this, it was up there for sure. And you know who else was tall? Dan Holloway. He doesn't look tall on webinars, but when like I got a picture of me standing next to him, I'm like, damn, Dan's kind of tall. Anyway, not that that's totally relevant.
Tall. He's not that tall.
No, but he's taller than he looks on webinars. He's over 6 feet, probably 6'1", I bet you.
Yeah, I think I'm so used now to the Justins and in the past, the JJs, like they're real giants. So
I know.
Everybody else
pictures. I got pictures of me with both of them. I'm like here. I'm like colored to their chest. I'm like, give me a.
Yeah, there's got to be exists somewhere a picture of me standing next to Justin Wolf. So I'll see if I can find that and share it in the comments after we're done here, just for some perspective.
You'd be like his belt is like right here.
Basically, yeah.
Nice. My stepmom was 4'11" and my dad's 6'2". So
wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of different.
Yeah.
Okay. So since you have been in this space, what is the thing that you believe holds most people back from reaching their goals?
Yeah, probably the limitations that we put on ourselves. Like, I can't do this, or I'm not going to have enough time, or I don't know how to do that, or I'm not going to be good at that. I think it's definitely that.
Yeah, that's a common answer.
So I guess the underlying theme there is maybe fear or self-doubt, but I think that's definitely the big one. Sometimes you just have to just do the thing, even if you think you're going to fuck it up, who cares? And you've got, a billion people here in this community who can help you out, or at least help you, pat you on the back and wipe away your tears and help you get out there again.
Yeah, we don't ever succeed at anything great the first time. Like that's not
Right.
a thing. That's not
Unless
the
you're my
thing,
friend,
you
unless
know?
you're my friend Kate.
Right, who apparently is amazing at everything. Got it. Touche. Well, tell her not to get into interviewing folks here because I don't want to.
Right.
I
Yeah. I don't want her to put you out of a job.
I'll tell you, because this is a sweet paying gig, for sure. So, okay, that brings me to my last question. So, of all the people who live in Florida who are named Danny, who have ever interviewed you, who's the best one?
Probably this. I think his last name is some kind of food. I can't remember exactly. Is it Turkey?
Yes.
Danny Turkey? Is that his name?
Bacon. I think it's Bacon.
Yeah, something
His
like
name
that.
is Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Ham. Danny Ham. That's it. That's it.
Winner, chicken dinner. Awesome. I love to hear that. That was a correct answer, by the way.
Thank you. I'm 2 for 2. Love it. Gotta love it.
You are batting 1,000. So well done. You're amazing. I really appreciate you coming on the call and hanging out with us.
Thank you so much.
And I'm just grateful for like what you do for the community. Like you have to go through so much information to put together the downloads into like there's so much out there. It's overwhelming. And for you to go through all that to produce content for us is incredible. And I love what you're doing for humanity and what you do to serve other people, man. Like that's what it's all about to me. So
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It was such a pleasure. And thanks for everybody for tuning in and for all your kind words in the comments as well. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm sure they were giving you lots of love in the comments. Curls just tells me I'm, Danny, you can't say that. So for we have an action item that we do here at the end of these calls because we're about doing shit,
Yeah.
Because well done is always better than well said. And the first action item, which is always the same, which sounds like you do, is to reach out to somebody and tell them that you appreciate them, that you're grateful for them, not in a text, but with your voice note, message, call, smoke signal is acceptable. You know how to do it. Even a carrier pigeon. If you can find a way to do a carrier pigeon, either way, just communicate that you're grateful for somebody. So make that happen. The second action item for our peeps today and for the folks watching the replay will be to take 10 minutes, and go check out the Pheed Philly Facebook page, which I actually have here. Curls, do you have I copied the link.
I've already put it in the comments when you mentioned.
Of course you did. You are so much smarter than me, and I appreciate you. Yeah, so go check it out, man. It's really cool. They do some good stuff. Not that you have to give money at all, but don't be an asshole. Just at least give them. just go check it out. It helps some people because they're doing a lot of good.
Or at the very least, if you could, or at the very least, if you just want to follow us on Instagram and just give us some love anytime we post something, that also is a huge help because it helps us spread awareness, which is really the key.
Absolutely. That's what we're about, is making people aware of awesomeness. Because, it's a bunch of cool kids on this call, man. That's how we do it. So the book of the week for our every other week call, it's called Meditations right here. And I would say it's by Marcus Aurelius, but this is probably written after he was dead. But what it is, and it's super small, Amazon has it, but essentially like he basically had these, it's journaling, we would call it journaling. These meditations every day, and he kind of wrote this when he was running the Roman Empire, and it's super, super interesting. And somebody put it into English and put it into a little book. So you should check it out. This is the book of the week right here. Dover Thrift Editions.
A lot of really good one-liner insights.
Absolutely. It's very good. It's very good. So for our next call in 2 weeks, we actually will not be having a call in 2 weeks. This is the only time we're going to miss since we've been doing this for over 2 years, or almost 2 years. October will be 2 years, right, girls? Yeah. So my best friend has cancer, and I'm down here with him, taking him every day to radiation and treatment and chemo. Except today, somebody else took him for me this morning. But and in 2 weeks, the 23rd is his last day, God willing. So we're going to go do that. And I'm not going to have anybody take him his last day. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to miss you guys. But he's a cool kid too. He's super cool. He's not as funny as me, but he's a really good dude. He's actually staying here with me for this whole time. So appreciate everybody coming out. Sorry, I'm going to miss you in a couple of weeks, but I will be with you in spirit. And Curls, thank you for just being incredible, amazing, and making all of this happen. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and your support. Sarah, you are fabulous. You and your man enjoy the Sunshine State. We're grateful to have you here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing day.
All right, guys. Later.